Test it. 1, 2, 3. Is it over? It hasn't started. I'm waiting for a BAM to get here. And technically it was a 10 o'clock start. So I was a little overeager. So we'll get BAM another couple minutes here. Guess I should post my stream link in Discord too, but I feel like people know it. But I will post it anyway. Very special tonight. As you can see, I'm all dressed up. No tie. Maybe I should have gone full, what is that? Is that just formal? Dress formal? I don't know. I do have a black suit. Could have just gone black suit, black tie, all that crap. Alright, here's BAM. Hey, what's up, BAM? Hello?
Hey.
Oh, there it is. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, not too bad.
We live already?
We are. I was just trying to make sure volumes were alright. Stream's running okay. I think we're alright. And I was hoping to get a few more people in here before we started announcing the inductees, but I also don't want to wait too long. So we'll give another minute or two for people to trickle in.
Sounds good.
Thank you for doing this, by the way. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to do it. I just locked the responses form, so.
Oh boy.
Everything's locked in.
While we're waiting, do you have any like overall stats you can give us, like how many people voted, that sort of thing?
Yeah, 74 people total, it looks like.
Cool.
Around there at least. Let me do an actual count. Yes, sir. 74 people total. In terms of people that were allowed to actually vote for achievement competition, all but 4 of them. So we only had 4 people that just voted on contribution. So
oh, interesting.
Pretty decent turnout. 70 people to vote. Before we made the change to doing last, like, since the last vote, basically everybody that's played since the last vote, I think we only had like 30 or 40, so we almost doubled it probably.
That's huge
by expanding. So yeah, that's pretty good. I think that worked exactly how we wanted it to.
I can't. So wait, so you're saying the previous vote we had that was conducted with 30 to 40 people voting.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But expanding the voters from just season 36 to people from 32 to 36.
I got you.
I mean, obviously, a lot of the people are doubled up, or tripled up, or quadrupled up. But adding all those people definitely helped.
Yeah, I guess how was turnout? I mean, that 70 doesn't represent the entire population of people who could vote, right? Do you have an idea?
Right.
What percent, I guess, voted?
Let's see. There's 123 that were sent to DM to vote.
Oh, that's actually pretty good, right?
So yeah, 50, 60, like 60%.
Yeah, that's not horrible.
And it's actually kind of cool to see like some of the old heads voted, like Adjif voted. I'm just gonna say a few just because I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Crippy voted, even though he's still kind of around here and there. D-Star voted, who I haven't heard from him.
That shocks me, actually.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Let's see, Felix voted, dude.
What?
That's an old ass name. Yeah, dude, Felix voted.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Probably shouldn't be voting, but you know what? He's a Hall of Famer. He gets a vote.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty funny. There was nobody that was decided by one vote, so it's not like his vote really mattered either way. But it's just cool to see somebody that from that era actually respond.
For sure.
Who else? I think that's it for like the super old, like you would not expect them to vote kind of people. Like people like Turbo and Wrecking Ball and let's see, Private Major, OP, Micro, and Mike. Lucky Spammer even has an invite Legman, but none of them did respond. Actually, I don't even have Mike's info or OP's, so
yeah,
unlucky for them. I think Mike is literally like just a myth at this point. I'm not sure he actually existed.
I don't know. When I first started playing, he was like the offender. And
right.
Yeah.
And Private Major can't even find anything about him being inducted into the Ball of Fame. Like he's like the only person that there's no data on.
So strange.
I think
he's a good ghost Ball of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, it just literally doesn't exist anymore.
That's great. All right. I think we probably held off long enough. We got, I think, coming up on 10 people in chat, so that's not horrible. And I hope we will keep gathering here.
Did you spam it in?
I did. It's in content. Well, it's only in majors discussion and in content. I guess I could spam it everywhere else.
Yeah, it's probably good. Yeah, go for it, man. I'm not gonna remove them.
Spam. And I can just unmute myself if I need to, if Cheese mutes me.
True.
Alright, there you go. Yeah, so I guess since you're... Remind me again, like you headed up this process, but who's helping you administrate this, or is this largely you by yourself taking this on?
It's pretty much all me. Poet did offer to have the bot do the DMing, but I did the first round of DMs on my own, and then when he did offer, I was already kind of working through the second round, and by the time he got it like set up, I was already done. So,
gotcha.
I think for next time, definitely we'll have the bot to help out with this, and just kind of a list of names, give it to him, and verification codes and stuff, and it'll be pretty simple. Other than that, though, it's really just me running it. I had a lot of input from Fender and Spheroid about how we should do it, and obviously I had the big discussion thread where I really tried to get people to actually care and tell me what they wanted to see from the community. So hopefully we picked the right way to go forward.
and
like 6 comments.
Yeah, we can talk about it after after we present the inductees too. So the cutoff, correct me if I'm wrong, 75% is the cutoff on
75%, correct.
Yep. So you got to clear 75% of those 70 some ballots to be inducted to the Ball of Fame. I can open up your form. Do you have the entire nominee list handy?
Yeah, I can just. Do you want me to just like DM you a picture?
Yeah, that's been fun. I'll just read them out. There you go.
There you go.
So for outstanding league contribution, the nominees Pragoon, Fly, Fender, Cheese, Bam, you, and myself And then achievement and competition, we had Water, Wayne, TNG, Cynical, Rena, Mets, Messi, Jig, Goober, Doris, Dope, Curry, and Alpha Churro. So number one, huge list actually, which I think understandable because of the gap in time we've had since the last vote. But a lot of people up for Ball of Fame consideration, which is cool. And I know Major's discussion over the past I guess call it a couple of weeks has been I guess very interested in discussing what would qualify someone to be Ball of Fame. So that's been entertaining to read. But anyway, without further ado, I guess let's start with league contribution, and then we'll finish with achievement and competition.
Sure, and then I can go through people that didn't make it and what their percentages were if you want to.
Yeah, sure. So let's start off, and Fender's been kind enough to make us stat cards, I guess I'll call them, kind of highlighting everyone's accomplishments. So we'll start your first inductee for the season, or I guess 36th class of the Ball of Fame, Cheese Doodle, with 83% of the vote. You see his contributions up on the screen, behind the scene winner, second, third place, longtime CRC member, league manager, was CRC member during the merge between MOTP and NOTP. Obviously, heads up the TPFG now. So, a huge presence in both competitive Tag Pro and Tag Pro as a whole. So I think well deserved for Cheese to make it in.
100%. Dude absolutely deserved it. He does way too much work.
Yep. I agree. All right, so that's Cheese. Congrats to Cheese. Next up, the man sitting in BC with me, Bamboozler, with 81% of the vote.
Let's go.
So again, tons of work. What I remember most about you, like when I first started playing NOTP season 8, I guess, like it was always like Bam has the sign up spreadsheet. He's got the draft packet, and it was like one of the known constants of NOTP is just Bam has the whole draft packet set up, and it's always going to run smoothly. So that's when I first came across, I guess, your league contributions. And then obviously you've left for some time, come back, and really reinvigorated, I think, the CRC and this process as a whole, right? So very cool. And congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been, obviously I had a long break, but yeah, I did a lot of work for both leagues for a long time, took a long break, came back, and right back into it. Happy that people recognize and are willing to have me in here, so it's a big honor.
Very well.
Now I gotta go win a bunch of Super Bowls and get on the other side.
That's right. Just side note, would you rather have, like, is there one you would rather be in for?
Oh, certainly achievement and competition. That
you
means
think
I'm actually
so?
good.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome to get honored at all, but the achievement and competition, that just means you are really good and people recognize that you're really good, and that's why I think that would be more fun.
Yep, makes sense. All right, we'll move on. The last inductee for league contributions, outstanding league contributions, is Fender with 86% of the vote. Again, a litany of behind the scenes awards, NOTC member this season, so we'll have that to add to his resume as part of the NOTP Ball of Fame. And to the point of the graphic he made, his record keeping, I think, is what really sets him apart from all the other nominees, I guess, on this league contribution list. I think for any, I guess, hobby, league, whatever you want to call it, I think stat keeping and record keeping is super important, and he's been such a huge part of that for so many years. So well deserved, Defender, and congrats.
Yeah, absolutely. Fender has done so much work that isn't CRC related, which is really cool to see. Obviously, I have that whole Fender's stat corner in the official links thing that I made. That's just what he does. He just keeps stats and keeps all-time records and all this stuff that's really cool to look at. So very well deserved. That's just the tip of the iceberg with what he's done over his long career.
100%. All right, so that concludes our outstanding league contributions inductees.
Do you want to talk about the three that didn't make it that were nominated before we move into achievement? Or
yeah, sure, let's do it. Yeah, so I guess the non-inductees we'll call them. That would be myself, Flying Pagoon.
Yeah, unfortunately for you and Flying Pagoon, you guys were actually pretty close and just didn't make the final cut here. Fly ended up at 68.5%, which I think is kind of crazy with 11 seasons of MLTP CRC
Yes.
and a lot of like hard carrying
Yes.
over the years. So that sucks for her, but hopefully she's moving upwards, I think, from the last time, so that's probably good. Maybe she gets in eventually. Pagoon tied with her actually at 68.5. I think probably his biggest issue is that a lot of people that are new don't remember him.
True.
I actually met the man in person. What an awesome dude, and especially awesome for the tag pro scene back in the day. So maybe he makes it in. I don't know. He's been gone so long, it might not be possible for him.
Yeah, and this might be worth a discussion later, but I know like the NFL has a thing where they do, I think they call it a veterans committee or something like that. It's like when they take extra care to look at old contributors or players that might deserve to be in, that have gotten forgotten. So yeah, maybe something to discuss later. But yeah,
we should do like a 30 for 30 kind of thing on Pagoon.
Yeah,
that'd be a pretty cool content.
That'd be sick, dude.
You know, I should hit him up, see if he'll do one for himself. That'd actually be really, really crazy.
Yeah, there would be. I'd be all in, man.
What a way to come back to the community. Just like this documentary about yourself. That'd be super awesome. Anyways, the final non-inductee, I guess, as you said, is you, and you hit 60.2%.
Yeah.
So the community thinks you got some work to do there, Balenka. You got to do one more new podcast.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I do think, and to your point, I'm shocked by Fly, because to your point, her contributions were so, I guess, league management specific, and I think Fender kind of falls into that with like his record keeping. Like it's so tied into league administration, whereas I think like my content and then like Pagoon, I think also suffers from that as well as just it's been a while for him. We're not league administrators, I guess, really.
Well, you were CRC, weren't you?
Yeah, a couple of times, but I think the primary, my content's more.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a different flavor of contribution, I guess. So, anywho, just happy to have been considered. All right.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, you'll probably get there. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't make it there eventually. You've been a big part of just content in general.
Yeah.
So
appreciate that. All right, let's move on to I think maybe what people care about the most.
We were just delaying to get more viewers, of course.
That's right. The achievement and competition, and I'm going to read out the inductees again, or the nominees again, since we've had some people join the stream. Your nominees are Alpha Churro, Curry, Dope, Dorse, Goober, Jig, Messy, Metz, Rena, Cynical, The New Guy TNG, Wayne, and Waterwheel. And there is one inductee out of that entire list. There is one inductee into this class. And if I get a drum roll from the audience, please. It is Alpha Churro with 93% of the vote. So number one, I mean, huge margin, 93%. 3-time Super Winner, 2-time MVP, DBOS, 7 times All-Star, 11th in all-time plus minus, 13th in all-time prevent, and then top 25 in all-time returns and TEDs. So congrats to Alpha. He's your sole achievement and competition inductee for this class.
Very well deserved. I'm honestly a little shocked. He got 65 yeses and 5 nos. I'm shocked there was 5 nos.
Wow.
To be honest with you, the dude is. He could stand up to anybody in the history of this game. Bright, all those guys. He's that good, and to not go unanimous is actually kind of crazy. But congratulations. I mean, 93% is huge.
Yeah, that's a massive number. I guess off the jump, was anyone close to that 75%?
Yeah, let's see. The closest was good old Wayne, aka Wanye. 67% was the closest that anybody else got, which I think is a little crazy. a little too exclusive, if you ask me. People like Wayne, I think, in my opinion, deserve to be. Oh, actually, sorry, Reno was closer than him, 67.1%. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we missed a couple of people that definitely should have gotten in on this round. But I mean, Alpha kind of stands alone on this list, most likely, in terms of actual skill, but not by that far.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised as well. And my standard is probably lower than, I mean, obviously it is lower than, I guess, a lot of the people who voted, but I'm shocked. Like, someone like Goober to me should be in. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a couple other names there, but it's just, it's so it's so hard. It seems like
it's so hard. I mean, in my opinion, I could see Dope in easily. I mean, what, a 4-time Super winner?
Yes.
He's been MVB. He's won a Super from both sides, hasn't he? Like, I mean, that's elite. That's elite playing status. Period.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Goober, I agree. He had elite playing status as well. Jig probably just hasn't done it enough just yet. Let's see. Dope is at 60%. Goober at 60%. Jig at 50%. Messi is an elite player, at least these days. I don't know. I know he's got 3 supers, doesn't he? I mean, I'm not quite sure what more people want from some of these players. Rena just finished off her 3rd Super Bowl as a first ball. TNG was probably the best player of his like year or so that he was playing. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what people want exactly, but yeah, damn.
Yeah, I know. Do you think there's any sort of social dynamic to it? Like, I mean, there are. It's
certainly
the community voting on it, right? And it's only 70 votes. Like, and not to say any of those players are like super unliked or anything, but I gotta imagine that has some sort of impact. Who you know, who you're friendly with, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Goober didn't make a ton of friends while he was playing.
No.
And me and him never even got along, but I still think he deserves to be in. I mean, regardless of your, I don't know. I feel like people need to put away their emotions when they do these kind of things. I know that's easier said than done, but it's you got to put away your emotions for any beef that you have with some other player. If they're good, they're good, and they deserve the recognition.
I agree. All right, so that I think concludes our presentation of the inductees. So again, congrats to Cheesedoodle, Bam, Fender, and Alpha. They're your inductees for the 36th Ball of Fame class. The former 3, I guess the first 3, for outstanding league contribution, and then Alpha Trilla for achievement in competition. So congrats once again. And now maybe we get to the fun part here, and we've touched on it a little bit, but a discussion about how the Ball of Fame is formatted, how often we're voting, things of that nature. For those in Twitch chat, this is going to work hopefully just like a regular Nightcap. You can join the Picurious Discord server. There's a link in MLTP content. You can join that server, join the Nightcap waiting room voice chat. I'll drag you in if you got any takes on really anything. Did someone get snubbed that you're not happy about? Call in about that. Do you have suggestions to BAM for how this should be run better? Anything and everything. Feel free to call in with a take, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Okay, so that's my spiel. I guess since we were talking about it earlier, Bam, maybe let's talk about it now. Well, hopefully we wait for someone to call in. Do you think there's benefit to having something like that NFL Veterans Committee that goes back and looks at people who are, I don't want to say far gone, but kind of buried in the past and might not have recognition that they should? Like someone like Pagoon, who maybe deserves to be in, but doesn't have anyone who really remembers what he contributed and how much it meant at the time. Do you think there's any benefit to maybe having a separate, I don't know if committee is the right word, but a separate process to induct those kinds of people?
It's definitely interesting to think about. I don't know. It'd be hard to figure out who those people would be, I think. But it's definitely worth discussing, because I'm sure there are people from the old and ancient times that deserve to be in there, that we just aren't. You know, we just don't remember what they did for us, I guess. Especially now that we were doing the separate achievement and competition versus outstanding league contribution, right? Like, there's probably a lot of people that were skipped over along the way.
Yeah, Neon's in chat, who I also haven't seen in forever. He mentions BBQ Chicken, who was one of the earliest streamers I can remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely might be worth a look. And to your point, it's hard to, I think maybe hard to find people who were also around then that could make a compelling case maybe for those people. We don't really have. I mean, when did you start playing, Bam?
I was a B teamer in season 5, which is season 8 of majors. So I mean, that's pretty far back, but yep. I mean, there's still people before me, before that time, that like even Mike. Like, Mike was a myth by the time I started. Right? Like,
yeah.
I ended up taking over for Private Major in MLTP CRC like season 11ish or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think he had retired and then he came back. So like I still remember Private Major and some of these guys like Asdiff and obviously Dino and people like that. But I mean, getting farther back, it's just like, wow, I feel like I've been around for 10 years and I still don't even know half these people.
Yep. What else? When you were running this, I guess, well, so let's go back to the beginning. When you first started kind of kickstarting the process for this most recent round of Ball of Fame voting, you gave, and I've got the Reddit posts pulled up here, you started a discussion about a couple different formats that you thought made sense for, I guess, presentation, right? So you landed on, and let me see here, landed on what we're calling option 3. Every league has its own tab.
Yep.
So essentially its own Ball of Fame, right, for each league. So it's MLTP, NLTP, ELTP, OLTP. So I guess number one, that discussion thread, like, is that enough? Like, do you think that's enough community input for this to kind of be the permanent format for the Ball of Fame? Like, do you think this is how it needs to be moving forward?
It was much less than I wanted to see from the community. Personally, I thought that there would be more interaction, but you know, I saw when the merge happened and they merged the Ball of Fames, I saw a lot of unhappy comments on how they did it, and that's kind of what drove this in general. When I said I wanted to bring this back, Spheroid was immediately in my DMs and like, hey, take a look at this. Like, this is what they did, and people weren't happy about it. So we, well, and by we I mean me, I wanted to just try and get more community involvement, and so yeah, it's definitely less than I wanted to see, but from what I did see, it seemed fairly clear that this was the option that people wanted. I mean, it's like I said, there's only like a handful of comments, and there's a healthy discussion thread, I think, in Discord, which helped. But
yep.
If people were really passionate about it, they spoke out, and I kind of went that direction. So
yeah, I think it made sense to me. I see Yelp is in here. Let me drag Yelp in. Give me 1 second. Yelp, are you with us? He's deaf. Hold on. There he is.
Muted and deafened. Hi.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, good evening. It's kind of cold, isn't it?
I'll be honest with you.
I don't know where
I'm
you
wearing
are,
my
but
blazer right now, and I'm really freaking hot. So.
Bam, since you're not aware, I live about 20 minutes of a drive away from Balanka.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's nice and 71 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now.
How far of a drive do you live away from me?
3 days.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah. And a couple hours on top of it. So yeah. What kind of a weird result. I guess not exactly what I was expecting.
Me either, man. Me either.
I really was expecting Pagoon to get in. I know a lot of people who had votes initially were very aware of Pagoon, and I'm not sure you're aware of this ban, but Pagoon did come back briefly to do commentary on a Mooper Ball a few seasons ago.
Really? I
And,
did not know
yeah.
that.
So he is a name that the community knows, and every now and then I've played some of his commercials on my streams to make sure his name is still out there and up there, and that people can, remember that, hey, Pagoon is a big part of why we have the streaming environment we have in the first place. And well, he didn't get in, and a whole bunch of people didn't get in. And I'm just gonna be perfectly honest, I did not have an initial vote for obvious reasons. I didn't play last season because no one drafted me. But Bam, you messaged me, and you said that you were expanding the voting pool for captains from the last few seasons to make up for the time that we hadn't had any voting for the Ball of Fame, and I got a ballot. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think I went through that ballot, and I think I was maybe one of the 5 no votes for Alpha Churro. And I think I was a yes vote for Fender, a yes vote for Bam, a yes vote for Cheese, and a yes vote for Pagoon, and a yes vote for Balanka. And
You were in fact one of the no votes for Alpha.
Wow. Can I ask you about that, But it's probably not the point of you being on here. I'm curious why not?
Because I think that there is a stigma, and I may have contributed to the stigma, that the people who are in the SQ currently are not exactly the most affable individuals in the history of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who have left the game, who have left competitive, who I've reached out to, and they come back to me and they say, oh, I was tired of the commentary from insert name here that I don't want to say out loud, or I just didn't like how this person really approached the whole competitive environment, made it more stressful than fun, etc., etc. Now, those people didn't have throats, but I know that sentiment does exist.
Yeah, that's a fair sentiment. Do you specifically feel that way about Alpha though?
Absolutely not. Alpha was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So why the no on Alpha? If you were specifically talking about Alpha, like I've had nothing but good interactions with that guy, so it's hard for me to.
I think I was
side of it.
Honestly, I think I was a no vote on every single player.
I can confirm that you were, yes.
Yeah. So it wasn't just Alpha; it was pretty much the entire playing community, because I feel like we're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not like we're putting so much of the focus in the conversations about the playing members, and not so much about Balanka, about Fly, about Fender, about Bamboos, about Cheese Doodle, about Pagoon, about Ron Sponson, about all these people who have been helping out behind the scenes and getting honestly shat on through DMs. And maybe you haven't experienced as much as other people have, Bam, but it's been rough.
Can I ask you something, Yelbo?
Yeah.
I'm just here. So I take your point, and I guess my question is, so Pagoon obviously doesn't get in. Like you mentioned, some other people there that maybe you think should be in the Ball of Fame for their contributions, whether it be streaming or otherwise. What needs to change for, like, what about the process needs to change for you to allow these people to get inducted, I guess? And because I think that's what we're kind of driving to, like, who are the people that should be in, and what about the process is allowing that or not allowing it? You know what I mean? So what does it take for Pagoon to get in as part of the Ball of Fame voting process, if you feel strongly that he's someone that has to be in the Ball of Fame?
I think the process is the problem. And let me rephrase that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even phrased it the first time, but please let me rephrase that. I think the issue is the detail and the amount of bureaucracy and other things that exist to get to the process, and not celebrating what we've already done and what we're continuing to do. If that makes sense. We're not, like, when Dank, I'm going to pick on Dank here because I was just playing GeoGuessr with Dank. When Dank lost the Super Bowl a couple seasons ago,
mm-hmm.
the community kind of ganged up on him. The community was very negative towards him, and he just up and left. He quit. He's barely back now. I hope he sticks around. Love that guy, but he was effectively bullied out just from that Super Bowl alone. And I think that we have individuals and we have groups that put so much emphasis on the rules and on having their interpretation of the rules in place. And we've already gone through that process over and 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 over again. And that takes up the conversation more than it takes up, whoa, thanks to technician. You've seen the TikTok video.
I have.
From Mex's stream. Thanks to technician. Why that should be first and foremost how we discuss Dank. We can say, oh yeah, the technician didn't get done in the Super Bowl, but we don't bury that home on the lad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're gonna find disagreement from me nor Bam on that.
And I think whether or not we want to admit that is kind of the culture we have, and that's kind of the culture that we've had, and that's kind of the culture that has driven away a lot of people who would now be on the cusp of majors, be on the cusp of minors, would fill out those numbers, would make that 78 signups right now look more like 156.
Cool. I don't know if I really have anything to add on that. I'll be honest with you.
I like the suit.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, no. I mean, it was a very strong class, and then when we do this again, like 3 months from now, or whenever we do this again, it will probably be an even stronger class, and hopefully we're in a place where we're able to celebrate what they've done instead of critique what they haven't.
Yeah, I'm really open to do this after every season. I don't think it's that much work for people to nominate and vote. And it's not that much work for me to run it. Now that I have all the sheets made and the ballots and all that stuff, it's pretty simple to get done. So I don't see any reason why we can't just have classes, coincide with the seasons. So,
all right, cool.
Hopefully we'll keep slowly getting people in that deserve to be there.
Yes.
All right, that's it. I'm gonna go play some rematch and mail some rings to Cincinnati, of all places.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, later.
See ya.
Boom.
So to that point, Bam, so every season is the plan, and then I know you had opened this up previously because of the interim between the last vote and this one. I guess do you anticipate the plan being just people who have participated in that current competitive season? Are you anticipating having some sort of in the last 2-3 seasons sort of thing?
I think considering the success of opening it up that we just had, of just getting a lot more input, I think the plan is to do a rolling 3 seasons basically. So the current season plus the last 2 seasons of captains and players and CRC members. I think that's a pretty good amount. That's basically the last year or so of Tag Pro.
Right, because the season's
about 3 months, 4 months, right?
Yep.
So, I think it's a good place to land. If you've been around in the last year, you should know the people that are playing most likely. Especially if you read this big long Fender discussion post about all the things that they've done, right? Like, it shouldn't be that hard to get this done every season and have people do this. So I'm looking forward to running it again, seeing if it gets better or worse, what happens.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious. So let's say, for example, you run this another couple of seasons, and we kind of still see like it's extremely exclusive club, I guess. Like it's like maybe someone gets in, or maybe you go a couple of seasons without anyone getting in. I mean, does that concern you? Like, what do you think? We don't want people to never get in, right? So I guess if we continue to get like maybe one person gets in or 0 people gets in every time we vote, Do you think that warrants changes to make it easier to get in? And then maybe how would you even go about accomplishing that?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like the idea of changing how people get in. It kind of puts asterisks at the end of people's names, right? It's like when the Houston Astros won the championship after cheating. It's just a big asterisk there, right?
Yep.
And sorry if you're a Houston fan in the chat, but I'm a Mariners fan, so fuck you guys. So it's hard for me to say, like, yeah, let's change how you get in, because if it's been done a certain way or there's a certain percentage that's making the cut, it's I don't know, it's hard to just change that after 36 classes of tradition, even if 36 classes really is just like 20-ish votes because it skips.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it's definitely worth talking about. If people continue to be too exclusive for no reason, just out of spite, if I see a pattern of certain people that just vote no to everybody regardless, maybe those people don't get reinvited to vote.
Sure.
And that can be something that's discussed by the CRC, and I don't know who else would want to say in that. Maybe it is a good thing to have a Ball of Fame committee or something like that. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, who really wants to do all that?
Right. No. All right. Looks like we got Fender in the waiting room. Let me drag him in here.
Fender, get that guy out of here.
What's up, Fender?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, dude. What's going on?
Not much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Super honored to be inducted. I don't think I had anything super specific to talk about, but just to, been listening to you guys talk. And I don't know. I'm like, yeah. I don't know. I'm just super disappointed with how this turned out. I think voting wise, who got in. And I don't know. I think maybe me or maybe Bam too, we can do some discussion, because I'm really curious, just what it takes to get in from the community's point of view. Because take someone take Alpha. He got in. That's essentially the floor, with a little bit of wiggle room. But he's 3 supers, 2 MVPs, a D-ball. One of the in a top 10 player all time. That's an insane floor to have to get to get in. And then you can basically say the same thing for a new guy who 2 supers, super dominant, MVP, and also a top 10 player all time, pretty much. And I don't even know what his percentage was, 50% or something? Literally exactly 50%. That's, I don't know. I'd really want to hear from anyone who voted. And I had a big lengthy discussion with OK then in DMs about what he thinks it is, and agree to disagree with him, sort of thing. But his stands are just kind of high. But even he disagrees about new guy not getting in, and someone like Wayne, who has a similar resume. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if there's anyone listening that voted no on some of these players that maybe can give Fender some clarity, that'd be a fun discussion to have. I know, so what I've been seeing publicly, Fender, I think I've seen you spar with Nameless a little bit in Major's discussion about what qualifies someone. I remember Nameless in particular, his take was, well, I really haven't played with any of these people. It's hard for me to even really, he doesn't want to vote yes for someone he really has no idea how good they really were, which I think I understand to some degree.
Sure, yeah.
I guess do you lend it? I mean, do you give him any credit to that argument? If you've never seen someone play or played against them, you can't possibly decide whether they're in. Do you think that's a fair argument to make?
Your mic's being a little weird, I think.
Sorry.
Very good. I heard the question, but you're just being really staticky.
I'll make some
It's actually really bad.
It's really
You
bad.
might want to mute yourself.
I'm being a little polite, but
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Actually. To that argument, I think people should really just, and I don't, not to like, I'm not like this isn't a diss, but I don't think we should really make more use of abstaining. In that case specifically, like if you haven't played someone, I've played against someone, like Nameless's argument, he hasn't played against Wayne, even though he did. I don't care though. If you can't make your mind up, like, why are you voting no? You know, like you don't know. Other people have made. I mean, me, I guess, but like other people have also supported Wayne getting in. They have this great argument, and all your argument is all that matters. It doesn't matter if I haven't played against them. If that's all your argument is, like, just abstain. I think because like you don't know, but all these other people are saying yes, like he should be in. I don't know. I think just I don't know if you agree with this, ban, but I feel like there should just be like an abstain option, like yes, no, abstain, just to make it more clear.
Sure, yeah, that's absolutely something we can add for the next vote. Is just an actual abstain option instead of just expecting people not to
Yeah.
vote. I mean, that was the reason why I made, I didn't make everything, you didn't have to, you weren't required to vote, right?
Right.
That was basically an abstain, I guess. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with abstains yet until it was discussed in Discord, and we obviously came to a good conclusion. But yeah, having an actual abstain vote and requiring everything to be done is probably the right way.
Yeah, so what Cell asks, what would its abstain do functionally? And I think, Cell, what you're saying is correct. It would just, your number of ballots that you needed to get 75% on would decrease, by the number of abstentions, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it just doesn't affect your percentage.
Yep.
Person didn't vote on you, so it doesn't affect.
I think that makes a lot of sense to me, personally.
Yeah.
But... What else, Fender? Are you mad about anything else?
I mean, that's the main thing.
Okay.
Big congrats to Alpha for sure. Like, literally amazing player, great dude. Absolutely deserves it. Everyone who made it in for contributions for sure as well. You and Pagoon and Fly also deserved it, but what can you do? I understand people are like hesitant toward really big classes all of a sudden, so it's like, I don't know, maybe you guys can get it next time, but I don't know. Ultimate sentiment is I think people are too stingy with their votes for sure.
I definitely think that people were afraid of a huge class after not having a vote for 5 seasons, basically. I mean, that's over a year and a half since our last vote. I think it was December of 2023.
Yeah.
So I think people were definitely scared of a huge class, and hopefully now that we got a few out of the way, that people will open up their hearts a little bit, stop being such a Scrooge.
Yeah. I can take fault if I nom too many people. Maybe that's a little overwhelming. Maybe that's on me, but
it just didn't really feel like that many. Like there could have been more people nommed. Like Nameless could be nommed. He just hit 3, or he's got 2 supers and
2 debuffs.
Yeah, I mean he could be nommed. I don't think he'd get above like Doris numbers, probably like 15-20% yet. But
yeah,
I mean obviously there's lots of people that could be nommed, so I don't think he was that big.
Yeah.
I mean, you're voting on like 15 people.
Yeah.
What do like MLB and NFL Hall of Fames vote on? Like 50?
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot. It's a lot more than we're doing. So it's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
People just need to get the emotion out of it and vote correctly. Obviously, it's not objective. It's subjective, but
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. The standards are just so high. We've built these standards up for like literal years and years, and it's just insane to me how good you have to be and like how much success you have to do to get in. Like there's not even gonna be like how many more alphas are there gonna be, where like you become top 10 all time, win 3 times, get multiple MVPs, like
from both sides of the ball, right?
Yeah. Like,
that's insanely hard to do. So yeah, there's not going to be too many more, especially with the game dying, unless Steam revitalizes it.
I was going to add on that it's like, and we have people every season complain about how weak these seasons are. Like if someone does win, a couple of supers here, do look like people really care? Like, do the voters really care if they think the season's not any good?
Yep.
It just feels like we're, to your point, we're kind of, standards are high and we're kind of stacking the deck against people.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just typing in. I'm making a Reddit post for the inductees, and obviously I got to do some type ups and stuff, so it's not going to come out tonight. But because I want to write up people and give them their dues. But it is nice to see Messi went up from 20% last time to 60% this time. So
Okay, so positive
like that.
momentum. I'd be
Yeah.
curious, and you don't have to give it to us right now or even at all, but I would be curious to see, I guess, changing numbers from previous ballots for people. I think that'd be an interesting piece of content.
yeah.
At the very least.
So I asked for stuff from Poet, and I think I asked for the 31 slash or the 3031 class that he did, and I think he gave me numbers from 2829 or 2728, whatever it was. So I'm not sure the numbers are super accurate, so I'm probably just gonna not do anything right now, and then I'll start doing a delta with the next class, the 37th class. We'll start seeing deltas and seeing movement from class to class.
Sounds good. Fender, any format complaints? Do you agree with how BAM's intending to run the Ball of Fame moving forward, I guess?
Yeah, I think this one went really smoothly, I think. And I mean, even with the problem, like, not the problems, but like the changes we made, like, already made kind of like mid, like with the abstaining, I think you were like originally gonna have them no, and then brought it up. You changed it real fast.
Yep.
The nomination, I think, went pretty smoothly. Adjusting to get more people voting, like I think all that, like that was like a first season thing, and now I think it'll even go smoother from here on out. And yeah, I have really no problems with how BAM's running it.
Okay.
Hey, you better not.
I don't have a choice, no matter.
Yeah, get that vote of no confidence out real fast.
There you go. We really don't have any other questions in chat, as far as I can tell. My big takeaway was it's nice just to have it again. Number one, right? It's nice to see people getting into the Ball of Fame again after it's been so sporadic. So that's been awesome. I would consider or suggest considering some way to accommodate people who are maybe out of recent memory. Pagoon, again, I keep bringing him up. I know Yelp was big on him. But people from the past who just don't have the recognition that they used to, maybe find a way to accommodate their situations somehow. And I don't quite know what that would look like. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah, just trying to like highlight old people, like older players and contributors, kind of like achievements and contributions, and give them their love.
Neon suggests there are different tiers of the Ball of Fame, like gold, silver, and bronze, as kind of an answer to that, so they get some sort of recognition, but they're not in that. I guess in his case it would be gold Ball of Fame. I don't know. But I think to his point, it doesn't necessarily even need to be a Ball of Fame thing. It could be just a recognition of their contributions, even if they're too old for people to remember exactly what they've done, or warrant an inductee status. Just even like a recognition somewhere on a sheet might be nice,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we can continue to discuss things as they go along, and we can make changes if people feel really. That's what the discussion thread originally was supposed to be about. Is if people feel passionately about something, like let's get the discussion going. I want to hear the ideas. Like I'm not the end all be all of ideas and creativity. Like I want to hear what people have to say. So yeah, bring them to me, man. Let's get this thing right.
Does anyone know Pie Maker? Is that Carrot Cake?
Isn't Pie Maker Megatron? Or am I crazy?
Maybe. I'm
I
trying to
actually don't
understand their comment. They say open it up to Tag Pro Ball of Fame instead, and these players probably get in easier. So I guess I don't know.
Basically on r/tag pro is what I'm.
Yeah,
guessing.
I guess that's the implication. It is Megatron. Okay.
Damn, I'm good.
Look at you, man. I should have known with Pie Cat. Should have been. Oh,
Neon
that's not
Laser
Neon
is
either.
Josh
What?
Simpson's
Why are you named Neon? What do you want? You're killing me, dude.
Jesus.
Jesus. Anyway. Yeah.
Make this man make an actual documentary for this injustice.
No, seriously. Yeah, I don't know how serious Meg is being, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, it's a competitive ball fame, it should stay within competitive league management, right? So.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm qualified to run a Tag Pro Ball of Fame either, personally.
I don't know who
I'm
would
not.
be, to be honest with you.
That'd have to be like a future group. It'd have to be like Cheese or Lucky. Or
Yeah, but I don't
somebody.
even think they're qualified, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a community contributor, but I don't think that qualifies me for
Right.
all around Tag Pro Ball of Fame.
Who does the best pubbers of all time post? Is that Tumblewood? Maybe just have
Tumblewood,
yeah.
Tumblewood
Yeah,
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Chad. Unless there's anything else, I think we've gone on long enough. So, Fender and
Definitely.
Bam, thank you for stopping by. I'd hope to have more people call in, but that's the way it goes. And then congratulations
It's
to
Friday
you
night.
both.
People are doing stuff.
Yeah. So,
Thanks, man. Hopefully we get you in next time.
yep, sounds good. Take care, guys.
See ya.
All right, stream. Once again, congrats to the inductees. You can see them on the screen. Cheese, Bam, Fender for contribution, Alpha for achievement. Thanks to Yelpa for calling in, Fender for calling in, Bam for hopping in the booth. That's all I got. Until next time, GG's.